After 90 long days of dieting, I finally got shredded, and it was actually a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. I didn't have to give up my natural status, I did almost no cardio, I ate tons of carbs, and I didn't take any fat-burning supplements. So if I didn't do any of those extreme fat loss approaches, then how was I so successful at this? It's simple. I followed the 3 fundamental pillars of lasting fat loss. Just quickly before we dive into those pillars, let's take a quick look at why your previous diets have never given you the results you want. If we've never met before, my name is Matteo, and I've been coaching guys to lose weight over the past 8 years. Now obviously online there are a few very loud voices who are promoting extremely fast fat loss results, but those types of diets have a very serious downside. Weight regain after those types of diets is pretty much expected, and according to a 2020 research review of weight loss studies, rapid weight loss leads to far more muscle loss and reduction in resting metabolic rate than gradual weight loss does. So why do all these diets fail? Crash diets can lead to some fast results on the scale, but without a strategy for long-term weight maintenance, you can end up gaining all that weight back and then some. Ask me how I know. But avoiding this problem is so much easier if you follow the 3 fundamental pillars of lasting fat loss. The first crucial principle comes from doing a great job with your diet. But if you've struggled with weight loss for any amount of time, you hear the word diet and you probably think of all the awful tuna, rice cake, and salad meals you're gonna have to eat and how you're gonna feel hungry all the time, but it's not what you think. Let me explain. Weight loss isn't as complicated as it seems. Getting yourself into a calorie deficit where you're utilizing more energy than you're feeding yourself each day causes your body to tap into its fat stores. And we're not even just talking about your workouts here. Your body uses calories to do your chores each day, to keep your heart pumping, and even to digest your food. So if we add that all up, let's just say your body uses 2,500 calories per day, and you'd need to eat 2,500 calories per day just to maintain your weight. And if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less than that. But how can you know how many calories you burn each day, and how can you get into a calorie deficit? First things first, we need to figure out your maintenance calories, which sounds a lot more complicated and scientific than it really is. And in case you want to skip all the math, you can just use my free weight loss calculator by clicking the first link in the description box below. It'll spit out your maintenance calories, and it'll even show you how many calories you should be eating to get yourself into a calorie deficit. The easy method to find your maintenance calories is just to multiply your body weight in pounds by the number 15. For most people, that'll give you a really good estimate of roughly how many calories you're burning each day. Otherwise, you can follow the more detailed instructions on the screen. Once you know your maintenance calories, it's time to figure out how fast you want to lose this weight. The slowest and easiest rate of weight loss that you want to shoot for would be something like 0.5% of your total body weight each week. And the fastest you'd want to lose weight is probably something around 1% of your total body weight each week. Now, that might sound a little bit confusing because you're probably used to hearing 1 to 2 pounds a week as a good weight loss goal. So let's use an example here. Let's say you're 200 pounds and you're eating 3,000 calories per day just to maintain your weight. Losing 0.5% of your body weight each week means we need to create a calorie deficit of around 500 calories per day to create a weekly deficit of 3,500 calories. So to lose 1 pound of fat this week, you need to eat 2,500 calories per day. But for a 1% weekly weight loss, we'd need a larger calorie deficit of around 1,000 calories per day, bringing your daily calorie target to around 2,000 calories per day. Now, going hard and fast to burn a bunch of fat really quickly might seem like a good idea at first, but it's important to avoid pushing so hard that you end up falling off the wagon and finishing early. Using a more conservative rate of weight loss means you'll be able to stick to your diet for longer and have the flexibility to enjoy more fun foods on the plan without derailing your progress. Not to mention, it is just so much more enjoyable, which is a massive key to lasting fat loss success. But at a certain point, your diet will stop working. As you lose weight, you'll start burning fewer and fewer calories every single day. While you're resting, while you're exercising, and while you're cleaning up your room. Since your body's literally smaller, it just takes fewer calories to lug your body around each day. And your body starts to turn down the burn to save on energy because it knows that you're feeding it less. Before you know it, your calorie deficit just isn't what it used to be, and it might not even be a calorie deficit at all. So you could end up eating all the right foods, doing all the right exercise, and just not seeing the results you want and seeing the scale go down because you're eating the wrong amount of calories. But don't worry, my friend. In order to tackle that, you can just reduce your daily calorie intake by 150 to 200 calories per day, or increase your daily step goal by 2,000 steps. And that should bring you back into weight loss land. So now that we have our calorie deficit set up, it's time to move into pillar number 2, and that is your workouts. Now look, you could totally lose weight through diet alone, but that would force you to drop your calories so low that you'd end up eating like a Barbie doll or a baby bird. And that is just no way to live your life so long as almond croissants exist on this planet. Plus, working out while you're dieting for fat loss means that you're going to keep more of the muscle around as you diet down, so you don't just end up looking like a prisoner of war once you've lost all the weight. Again, please ask me how I know this. But is there a certain type of exercise you should be doing in order to lose weight? Yes, there are certain types of higher intensity exercises that burn a ton of calories, but it is beyond important to find something that you can actually consistently stick to for a good amount of time. For me, it's getting 10,000 steps per day, walking around with my girlfriend and my dog in the trails near my house, and doing jiu-jitsu 2 or 3 nights a week. But as I mentioned before, it is critical that you keep weight training in your plan if you want your muscle to stick around while you're losing weight. And you don't need anything extreme here. Just 3 full body workouts per week focused on building muscle will suffice. Focus on big compound exercises like squatting, pressing, deadlifting, and rows, and try to get stronger at them over time in the 5 to 15 rep range. You're just gonna aim to add some reps or some weight here and there where you can over the course of weeks. That's called progressive overload. You can check out this video right here to learn how to know if you're actually burning fat and not muscle in case you're really worried about it. And for bonus points, you'll want to eat a high protein diet to keep as much muscle around as you can. But how much protein should you really be eating? Just take your goal weight in pounds and multiply it by 0.8. That's probably the minimum amount of protein in grams you want to eat each day. You could go all the way up to 1 times your goal weight in pounds as a protein goal too. Spread that evenly across 2 to 4 meals throughout the day and you're good to go. So if your goal weight is 150 pounds, you could aim to eat 120 to 150 grams of protein per day or 40 to 50 grams per meal over 3 meals. So now you've got the diet and the workouts set up, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is how are you going to keep this weight off long term? Now there's 2 main things we need to consider here, but the first is that you need to keep doing all the things that help you lose the weight in the first place. It doesn't matter if it takes you 3 months or 6 months to hit your goal weight, but you're going to be learning a lot along the way and you're going to be changing your habits and your lifestyle to get there. And you need to keep those habits around once you hit your new goal weight if you want to be able to stay there. So keep eating plenty of vegetables, keep going for walks, keep sleeping plenty, and keep working out even once you reach your goal weight. After a while, this should all pretty much just feel as routine as flossing your teeth. You are flossing your teeth, right? But here comes the most important thing we need to consider, and that is not crash landing after your diet. If you don't have a plan to maintain your weight once it's off, I can almost guarantee that you'll end up gaining the weight back, which is frustrating, demotivating, and a total waste of time. Again, please ask me how I know this. But don't worry, here's a step-by-step plan on how you can keep the weight off after you lose it. First off, you need to stop dieting and stop losing weight. Dieting is inherently unsustainable, and if you keep doing it forever, you'll just starve to death and die. But for real, as you keep dieting, your body will just get hungrier and moodier and less energized and more stressed. So we need to move your calories back up to a maintenance level to allow your body to recover from the dieting process. This is not the best time to start indulging in all your favorite treats just yet. It's still really easy to go overboard with your calories, especially when you're hungry, so just take all this extra food you're about to get and enjoy it with plenty of healthy and super filling foods. Your new maintenance calories might be a bit lower than when you first started, but just start by bumping your food up by 500 to 750 calories and see how that goes for a week. So if you ended your diet at 2,000 calories, we'd bump your food back up to 2,500 calories per day. And if you need to, you can still adjust this number up gradually if you're still losing weight. And don't be surprised if you see an initial bump up in your weight by 2 or 3% once you go to maintenance. You'll be eating more food, you'll be salting all that more food, and you'll be naturally eating more carbohydrates, which can cause you to store a little bit of water weight. But don't worry, it's not body fat. Once you see this initial pop in your weight, you'll see your body weight start to stabilize over the course of a couple weeks, and your hunger levels will start to return back to normal. And maintaining your new weight just becomes easier and easier as all of your new habits just become part of your normal life. I really hope this video simplified the whole weight loss process for you and how to keep it off long term so you can avoid a lot of the time-consuming and frustrating mistakes that I made along the way. Please let me know which part of this video you found most useful, and if you've been losing weight yourself, leave a comment below with something you've learned along the way so that we can help some other folks out. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can see you in the next one. Peace!